You are listening to Reddit to Speech Stories. Welcome back, viewers, ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries and anyone with ears or other sound detection organs. Hope you enjoy. We are continuing with Doom Guy Isekai by Angry Spider.
Chapter 20, For Doom the Bell Tolls. The soldier could have hopped over the thick tree roots sticking out of the ground. He also could have gone around it, or perhaps even gone the other direction. He didn't do any of these options. He simply swung his boot forward at exactly the same pace he'd been using during their trip, and the top of his foot hooked onto the root. There was an ear-splitting tearing and rending sound as the tree root bent, stubbornly stayed, and then gave. A good majority of the tree was pulled out of the ground, and it toppled awkwardly. It was rather satisfying, at least until the tree whacked Alice in the head. It cracked in half and fell backward. She almost tripped, glaring at the soldier irritably and righting Yamada's unconscious body on her shoulder. "I know you don't like him very much, but I've been carrying him for almost an hour now. Do you maybe want a turn?" The soldier grunted noncommittally and attempted to walk straight through a tree, testing his limits. Suffice to say, his limits went unfound and a second tree went down, crashing against two other ones. Alice sighed, then hefted Yamada again uncomfortably. The weird young man's head bumped against her armor lightly, and he suddenly raised his head, screaming, "Fuu or my friends." Startled, Alice spun around and launched him forward at maximum speed, and he righted himself midair, shouting, "Wait, what's going?" The soldier had only just started turning around when Yamada screamed, so all he saw was a person hurtling towards him rapidly. Naturally, his first response was to punch it, and he did so successfully. Yamada backflipped once again and slammed into the grassy carpet of the shaded forest, groaning. "Oh. Ow. What was that for?" To Alice's absolute lack of surprise, the soldier pivoted on one foot and walked away, utterly disinterested in whether or not Yamada was fine. As she helped him up, he shook his head dazedly. She less than gently patted him on the face. "Hey. Are you all right?" He raised an eyebrow suggestively, grinning. "I am now. How are you?" She sighed and let go, allowing him to drop to the ground. Instead, he rolled backward and hopped to his feet. "So, we should probably talk about your father. He seriously wants to get you back to the castle." The soldier turned around curiously at the phrase, and Alice promptly tried to punch Yamada in the face. He neatly ducked the attack and straightened again. "I mean, you'll have to go back sometime. It's not like you can just wander around Trackett and doing whatever you..." He cut off abruptly, swiveling sharply. "Wait." He crouched to the ground, placing one hand on it. "There's something coming, something big." The soldier was still a little curious about what Yamada was talking about, but something big sounded significantly more fun. He almost summoned his shotgun, but then paused. Hadn't he acquired something about heavy weaponry? Did that mean? His thoughts were interrupted by the sound of trees falling over, and he turned towards the sound. Shoving the oaks aside were three ugly grey-skinned creatures, each one bulky and muscular, easily 16 feet tall and with horns poking out of their foreheads. A thick piece of raggedy leather draped from their waists, a simple loop on the side serving to hold the massive clubs resting on their shoulders. Yamada laughed loudly. "Ogres. This'll be easy." Turning to face the soldier, he said with a grin, "Hey, Doom. 100 gold says I can take more of these guys out than you can." The soldier nearly sighed, but decided not to. Instead, he grappled onto the face of one of the ogres, hurling himself forward. Behind him, Yamada started chanting. "O sword of Nafal Galil, I summon thy power to sharpen the furnace of my resolve, and pray that your edge may cut through light itself." The soldier extended the blade on his left arm and ripped upwards through the first ogre's head, nearly bisecting it, and jumped to the second one. It smashed its club upward, and it literally bounced off of him. It didn't even slow his momentum, and he shoved his arm through its thick belly, bracing himself with his boots firmly placed on its sides. He tried to find some of its intestines, but it clearly didn't share the same insides as he did, or even like the demons did. So he just summoned a grenade, flicked the pin out with his thumb, and left it inside the ogre. "Thy power is great indeed, O blade, and I need your power now more than ever. Grant me your sharpest edge and give me endless might. As the ogre exploded in a shower of gore, the soldier rolled to a stop a few yards away. The final ogre raised its club uselessly, and the soldier decided that now was as good a time as any to try out his theory.
Heavy armaments activated.
A thick weapon appeared in the soldier's hands, with 2 barrels and a pair of spikes sitting underneath the brutal stock. It weighed more than some people, but its heft was familiar to the soldier. Raising it to his helmet, the soldier aimed it without too much worry and fired in the general direction of the ogre. Everything from the knees up disappeared as the super shotgun bucked in his grip, and even the trees behind what was left of the ogre were pulverized into splinters from the force. A small crater appeared as the soldier was physically pushed into the ground, the blast echoing throughout the forest. Now, enemies of light, feel my blade and perish. Yamada leaped forward with a flaming sword, an intense expression on his face that faded to surprise with remarkable speed. Wait, what happened? Where'd he go? Alice sighed loudly. Yamada, if there's anything I know about Doom, it's that he doesn't mince words. The legs of the ogre fell down with a meaty thump, and the soldier grinned in his helmet. If he could get his super shotgun, then that meant that the other option was a genuine possibility. The BFG.
End of chapter. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss any episode and do all the other YouTube stuff. Visit and support the author, all the relevant links are in the doobly-doo, and comment your opinions, good or bad. And I'll see you next time. And as usual, have a wonderful day.